think I know that my situation was very different to yours. I think I knew within myself at a young age that I had a thing, an attraction to women, but I think at that point I didn't really understand what that really was, and I thought that was just a normal thing that, you're attracted to your friends because they're your friends and stuff like that. So I didn't really think about it at the time. I dated a number of guys, and some, I wasn't that bad. I haven't dated that many people.
No, I'm just saying, like...
But yes, I did date guys, and I was in a couple of pretty serious relationships. So essentially my whole... the way that I thought about things changed a lot when I was about 20, I think, and I wasn't I was single at the time, and I was spending a lot of time with a group of friends that I felt quite comfortable with, and especially one person in particular, and we got quite close, and we ended up seeing each other, but very much it was very much I think it was, both of us were quite nervous about how that would be perceived, and so we sort of didn't really talk to anyone about it and didn't tell anyone what was going on, and it ended quite fast, I think, because of that. It took me a very long time to get over it, because I think I just fell head over heels.
As you do for your first love.
Totally.
And it wasn't really until Cat came along that...
That's right!
That I think I felt that it was okay to be out and proud, and and it was fine. Like my parents, when I sort of talked to them about it, were just like, yeah, and I already knew that. So I thought this was, this big, it was going to be this big come out story where I was like, oh my God, I'm gay. My parents were going to, throw things, and we were going to do all this stuff, and it was fairly undramatic.
Tell them, actually, a funny, see, and we're both very fortunate in that respect. We just had very different paths to getting to where we were, and I was out a lot earlier than Amy was. But I think a defining moment for us, and one for the books for both of us, was when Amy decided that it was time to tell her parents that we were seeing each other. Come here, mister. So,
I think the hardest part for me has been probably coming out at work. I'm not 100-footer, so people don't necessarily know that I'm gay, straight out. And so, like at my current job, for example, a lot of people had no idea. And it wasn't until I actually started feeling a bit more comfortable at work that I put up our wedding photos and stuff, and people were sort of like, oh yeah, la 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 la. And then all of a sudden they walk past and see our photos up, and we like, oh, and had, because, I talk about Cat, and I talk about how we are together, but I guess it really I pick my audience when it comes to who I actually talk to about my personal life, only because sometimes it can be quite hard if you don't. And yeah, I think that it has, I mean, there's people that I can tell anything to, and then there's people that I would hold back from. So I just find that it's just funny. Like, some people go, oh, you know, what does your husband do? And I'm sort of like, well, I'm not going to correct you, but, you know, I don't turn around and say, well, he is this. I will just be like, oh yeah, they, you know, work in the government too, or whatever. And I don't necessarily use a male or a female, what's the word? Pronoun? Is that what it's called? I don't know. You know what I mean. I don't make it specific to male or female. So I try not to say husband. I say partner, and things like that. But I mean, if it's just some of the girls and stuff that are in my team, I sort of just go, oh, you know, Kat just rang me and I was laughing my head off because she said this or whatever, and that's like a normal thing. And then there's other people that are just go, oh, you know, my partner and I do this or whatever. Then
essentially what she's saying is Amy still has moments where she doesn't necessarily come out, whereas now, for me, if somebody says, you know, which is the rare occasion that it happens, what does your partner or whatever, and I'm like, oh, well, she or Amy does, or my wife does, I'm very very open about who she is, and that I do have a spouse, and, you know, I mean, we've had 2 articles in the paper now. It's kind of hard to miss. Canberra isn't particularly small town. It isn't a particularly large town either. So you get well known, especially when you've got parents for teachers, and this one comes from a large family. So
yeah.
It's like normally 6
I mean,
degrees
it's
of
not
separation.
to say that
like
I wouldn't purposely go out of my
Excuse
way.
me.
I wouldn't purposely go out of my way to hide my identity and Kat and my relationship, but sometimes it's not necessarily something that I have to share with everyone. That's all. Alright. Well, hopefully,
all I can say is to everyone is that don't assume that you're gonna 110% know what people's reactions to your coming out will be, and give people time. People need time to digest. I mean, not so much anymore, but I definitely know that when I don't give people enough time to sit with something, even just Amy, to sit with an idea, she can get very narky about it and defensive. Just give people time. You never know what they might say or do. And
but it also is like, you know, you never know what people are gonna do until they do it. So give people the benefit of the doubt, and, you know, give yourself the chance to actually live openly, if that's what you're worried about. Like, if you're watching this because you're worried about how you're going to come out and things like that, then, you know, when it comes down to it, the people who won't accept you, that's their loss, really.
And I can guarantee you that any couple on this channel will offer you their unconditional 110% support. So no matter where you go, know that there are 5 couples who will listen to you anytime that you need it. And just embrace who you are.
Yeah.
Really embrace who you are. I hope that if this just helps one person in their journey to coming out, seeing us sitting here going, you know, we thought that, well, you thought that your parents would have a terrible reaction, then they didn't, and my parents already knew. Long before I did.
Well, even you thought that my parents would
Exactly.
be afraid of, be freaked out by us being together even.
Yes.
So, yeah, you
But
never know.
yeah.
You never know what people are going to do until it actually happens.
So take a deep breath and come out. Be out. Be proud of who you are, because you are exactly the way that the
You're
universe and everyone around you will just love you. You're just the way you are. And that's the best person you can be. So,
Alright, we hope that everyone has a great week, and
sending good vibes to anybody who needs it. Oh God,
we
he's going for a fly.
we're gonna need some of those vibes, I think, this week.
Yeah, please.
To get through moving, and just packing and all of that sort of stuff. So,
Next
send
week,
us your comments, or put your comments in and everything. If you have any questions about anything that we've said or anything else,
if you have any questions,
let us know.
leave them as a comment. Where do you leave them, Hugo?
Down below.
Look at that face. How can you not like the face? Say bye, Hugo.